Welcome to the Cultaholic Wrestling Podcast.
Good evening and welcome to the 4th annual, very prestigious, you can tell because we're dressed up, 4th annual Culty Awards.
We're going to do that every single time so you can see the text on the screen.
Thanks to Richard for making the lovely graphics for the awards.
Thank you, Richard.
Thank you, Richard.
Yes.
Dearly beloved.
Yes.
God bless.
Rest in peace.
Just there.
Yes, that's right. I know. Right, the way this is going to work, again, I haven't seen one of these before. Jack and Ross both have their picks for each specific award. And it's my duty to pick something in between that. One of them's going to go in.
But you can throw out a few of your own.
If you have your own, that aren't going to win. But it's down to you two. I'll just be the tiebreaker. You get cracking.
Well, and the winners of each award will be sent. Well, no. A replica.
Yes, that's
of
right.
This prestigious trophy.
But obviously, with the restrictions in place, it might take a while for them to receive it.
Yeah.
What restrictions are you referring to there, Maffew? The fact that we have no money?
That was the one, yes. So we'll start off with 2021's most underrated wrestler.
Ooh, Iranu.
Oh, we didn't do the thing. Sorry.
Oh, bugger. Sorry, do you want to do it again?
Underrated. Fantastic. Seamless.
Won in 2020 by who?
Last year, John Silver.
Anna? Whoa. Anna? That's what he says,
That's
isn't
what
it?
he does say.
Yeah.
But what do you say this year, Jack?
Me. I was hoping Ross would go first for this one. My most underrated of 2021 is Cody Rhodes. Oh, no.
No.
Oh, no.
I was not expecting that.
Sure, you're working out. He's used a calculator on the math paper here.
Everyone hates Cody Rhodes, but I don't. And I think he's underrated. And I think that as we've gotten closer towards the end of December, then we've realised, I think, that, well, especially on the last Dynamite at the time of recording, he's been deliberate in his heelish ways while pretending to be a babyface. He's an oblivious babyface. But the amount of hate for Cody online. Oh, people forgetting that he's actually very good at what he does just because he wants to be a hero. Well, I liked him in the...
You can relate to Cody then.
At one time, I thought he was the best babyface in wrestling. Not this year. But at one time I did, and he had the match with Dustin. This year, I think his work's all been stellar. It's just the booking's been a bit... But they've called a really good audible and realised that it wasn't working. People were ready to boo Cody. And I don't know, I'd love to know how early the plan was set in motion, because by hook or by crook, it's working, in my opinion. So I think, not only for his in-ring stuff, which I've always thought is better than he gets credit for, but also in terms of his story progression throughout the year, I think Cody Rhodes is most underrated, guys.
Wow.
Yes.
That is the one name I did not expect to hear.
Right? I mean, Ross, what have you got for us instead?
I think it's crucial once again to note that there's a difference between underrated and underutilized. Right. We're going for underrated here. So in the grand scheme of things, who in the world of professional wrestling do I think is excellent but doesn't get the credit he or she deserves? And I think this year of all years, this should go to Scott Dawson of FTR.
Oh.
Or
Okay.
to give him his proper name, his government name, Dax Harwood. I don't know why I said Scott Dawson. I'm tired. More promo time this year has been the big difference for FTR for me. I'm looking at him just ramble, but coherently and menacingly at the same time. But also sound like a bit like a jazz musician. Very scat.
Does he?
He just goes off, doesn't he? It's like flowing.
Yeah.
It just flows, doesn't it? But in a nice, chaotic way, like jazz.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Jazz.
Makes sense in my head. And the wrestling speaks for itself. He's had a couple of singles matches this year. Was the one with Jungle Boy this year?
Yeah, it was.
There was the big example there. There's been a couple more, but the wrestling itself speaks for itself, I should say. FTR's tag team matches, I think they're getting better. I don't know if the new theme's got anything to do with it, by the way. But it seems that they've got new powers since that new theme's came into play. But Scott Dawson, talking wrestling, I don't think enough people give him enough credit. I know we do on this podcast, but I don't think that goes as far and wide as the wrestling world, as a whole. So I'm going to go for Scott Dawson this year.
It's a great pick.
Why do I keep calling him Scott Dawson? Dax Harwood?
Dax Harwood, yeah.
Or as the toy people called him, Dax Hardwood.
Dax Hardwood.
Dax Stiffy. Come Tuesday.
Oh, no, not that again.
No.
People who don't watch the podcast are going to be like, what?
Yeah. So the finishing move. Right. Okay, well, that's an interesting pick from you to pick Cody because I get where you're coming from.
Thank you.
But
that's all I was. That's bare minimum.
I do understand where you're coming from. It was weird when he started off. He explained. I'm like, all right, okay. You showed your workings out, as Ross said. But to call Cody underrated, I don't want to pick that just because we'll get laughed at.
Okay.
From the man who he won Match of the Year a few years ago. No, he didn't. Was he winning?
He had a 5-star match, certainly.
Yeah, he definitely got a lot of praise from us now, and now he's underrated.
The Dustin and Cody match of the year in 2019.
I did.
Hey guys, don't worry. I've got a record of all the awards.
Magnificent.
Wow.
So it seems weird to do that while he's still very much, very, very, very pushed, which is why he's getting booed. And people bring signs that say, Cody watches dubs.
We gave that match of the year in 2019,
Right.
yeah.
Whereas I like the idea of Dax, Dash, Hardwood, Dawson. Yes, he is underrated as a singles. The Jungle Boy match, the Pac match.
Oh, yeah, that one as well.
And lots of stuff there. So I would say underrated as a singles. I completely agree. And if I had to pick one, which is what I am doing, I'm giving it to Hardwood.
Fair play.
I feel sad for calling him Scott Dawson. I'm woken up yet. A terrible, terrible presenter.
Hey, Maffew.
Don't worry, it's better than that guy from FTR. So
Did you have any potential recommendations?
I said in terms of talent versus position on card, I'll go with Ricky Starks, even if he does have a title, because it's my opinion that many people on Team Taz could be in a higher position than they are currently, and Ricky Starks is at the top of that pile.
Fair enough.
In terms of people who need more exposure for indie people, Masha Slamovich.
I've not seen too much of her.
Oh, she had a few.
She's an Impact at the minute. She's doing
Probably
Impact
why
things.
she needs more exposure.
Oh, dear me.
She had an appearance on AEW. I was like, yeah, went to watch Borscht at the beach.
Borscht at the beach,
Borscht
because she's
at the beach.
Russian.
That's right.
Right.
That's the gimmick. Anyway, do you want to give her a shout out?
Wondering where that was going
There we
after
go.
a Borscht.
No, Borscht at the beach. Borscht.
2021, most improved. Most improved.
Oh, good. Oh, Ross, man. Should we start again?
No.
This is great.
Most improved.
2020s, just as a reminder for people, Pat McAfee.
Which is a weird one.
It's a load of bollocks, that one.
Because-
That's-
No, what, really?
How can you be most improved when you didn't wrestle the year before?
Yeah.
Well, that's it, isn't it?
What were we
No.
thinking?
Well, because he was terrible the year before because he didn't
Yeah,
wrestle.
He improved from nothing to...
He
Exactly.
didn't exist the year before.
Yeah,
He was born in 2020 in the squared circle.
exactly. What an improvement.
Oh, we don't go down a similar route this year.
Oh, okay, we're all on the same level then. Well, Ross, you can start off.
I'm looking at this year on year. Who, from this time last year to this time this year, is the most improved?
Go on.
And for me, one man sticks out like a sore Bulgarian thumb, and that is God's favourite champion, and that is Miro. Because cast your minds back to this time last year. We're in the midst of that. The feud that was longer than it had to be against Best Friends. It was sort of in the lull at this point last year, as we're sat here right now. And then he's gone on and shred himself of the video gamer stuff, which it didn't bother me. You know, it was fine. But he's become what he probably should have been as Rusev in the WWE. That mix of like ass-kicking machine with endearing fellow who makes you chuckle with man who wants to fight God. And the day he topples God, he'll prove himself to be very improved indeed. So I'm going to go Miro year on year.
Oh, it's nice to hear you on camera saying that you actually don't mind the video game stuff because that's been in complete contradiction to what's been out on the podcast.
Too many
But that's
nerds in wrestling.
Yeah, there is.
Yes, but you make a very good point. We're like, yay, look, it's Miro and he's doing the gaming.
best man.
All right, but now he's like, oh,
Main eventer, isn't he?
yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's a very good pick. Jack, what have you got?
I've got two and I can't split them. Because one I feel has improved more, but one's improved more in a more dramatic
Okay.
way. So I don't know which one do you think I should go for?
How about you say the first one first and the second one
I don't want to.
second?
It's cheating if I submit
You
two.
can't say
Yeah,
two.
I can't do two. I'll tell you the other one is after.
All right.
I'll tell you.
Okay,
I'll
pick
go.
one that's going to beat Miro.
I'll go for. Well, I don't know if it'll beat Miro, but
Oh,
I'll go
cool. Forget
for
it then.
Ty Conti. I think
Oh,
she's
okay,
had.
yeah.
I think she's had a fantastic year, and I don't know how I don't know how much she really has improved in the ring because I feel like she never got a chance to show it as she has done this year. But I've noticed that she always steps it up in big matches. When I was writing for the website awards, which I don't know how many will have come out by this point, but some of my picks differ because we had to chop and change for the website because lots of us were nominating different things and stuff. So some of my awards will differ from what I've written on the website, just to clarify. But I did some research on Ty Conti's year, and she's had 3 title matches, and they were her 3 best matches. So she steps it up when it's a big match. One was against Serena Deeb for the NWA Women's Championship, 2 for the AEW Women's Championship. The most recent one against Britt Baker when she had the Brazilian flag makeup on her face, I thought was excellent. And I think, generally she's been given a chance to be a bit of a solo star, and she's risen to the occasion.
Yeah. Ooh.
Oh, it's hard because it's two different
Yeah,
runs, isn't it?
you're right. It's so weird because it's not saying they're both bad or anything like that, but they both had a fresh paint of lick.
Yes.
As Bruce P says on the.
But obviously,
podcast.
Miro's like done more.
Yeah.
It's two different.
You know what? I'm
interpretations.
going to pick Tay Conti.
Okay.
Just because I agree with everything you said, Jack. Yeah, it's been great watching having matches on AEW Dark and Dynamite and Elevation and everything else like that. And I thought she was going to win at the last show.
Oh, did
which
you?
shows I know absolutely nothing about wrestling. And also, Miro's up for some things later on in my head. So I am picking Tay Conti. That's a great pick, mate.
My other one would have been Bianca Belair, but she was already on her way.
I would never
think.
agree with that anyway.
Fair
Yeah,
enough,
'cause
fair enough.
she's already mint.
Yeah.
My pick would have been, I thought it was a surefire win, Braun Breaker. Because he wasn't. Oh, but see, if you
That's
don't
another
agree with
McAfee situation, yeah.
Yeah.
Who's had the best debut year in professional wrestling? That should be an award
Maybe,
next
yeah.
year.
Best newcomer.
Okay.
Best newcomer, yeah.
Yeah. that
in the
made more
MTV
sense.
Music Awards.
Yeah.
Nirvana, 1992.
Well done. Well, I thought it was a shoe-in, but shows what I know. Let's move on to the next award. See if we get this synced up. 1, 2, 3. The most charismatic.
If it's not us, then.
Well, 2020's near pressure lads. Eddie Kingston.
Oh.
I was tempted to go for him again this year, but I haven't. I've gone for somebody different.
That's good. You went first last time. What have you got for us this time, Jack?
I've gone for Eddie Kingston.
Fair enough.
Because, I'm not above picking a repeat winner. I believe he's probably the best promo in wrestling today. Certainly in like English-speaking wrestling that I've been able to tell. And is the thing that pushed over the top for me was the CM Punk feud, where he managed to get a crowd to favour him over CM Punk, who'd wrestled about 4 matches since his return, and people were still cheering Eddie Kingston over him. Everything feels real. He's not afraid to look vulnerable, which is lovely. That makes him more of a hero in my eyes. And I thought I had a third point. He's class. He's a really charismatic guy. And from what you've told us, lovely as well.
Yeah.
Lovely man.
To me.
Right. Maybe you'd hate us then. But but seems like a lovely man.
Why would he hate us and like you?
Because it makes it sound really impressive if I say it like that. No, I'm sure he'd be very nice to you guys. Especially if we give him most charismatic of the year again, yeah. That's Ross. What have you got?
I've got one to beat him.
Go on.
I'm going to try and do this like a Nuso. He's the head of the table. He's the tribal king. Roman Reigns is the one professional wrestler in the world today who is... He's got that larger-than-life thing about him, that megastar feel when he walks... I don't want to say it, but I'm going to say it. When The Rock used to walk out and you think, bloody hell, that's like the pinnacle of man right there. That's something I'll never achieve in my own life. That's Roman Reigns today, and I feel like no one else in the world of professional wrestling has that sort of exudes that charisma, that intangible
aura,
that aura like Roman Reigns does here in 2021. So I'm going to go for him as the most charismatic wrestler in the world this year.
Wow.
And his promo was a fire.
Yeah. Man, that sucks because they could both win.
Yeah, we could. That's why we nominated them.
Yeah. Oh, man. I mean, Eddie Kingston had that magnificent type-up, that write-up before the match with CM Punk that had half the world talking about him and going, how great
in the
he is.
Players' Tribune.
Yeah.
Tribune.
Yeah. But on the other hand, I watch WWE and go, all right, this isn't very good. But go, oh, wait, Roman Reigns is on this show. And just watch his bits and get it like, okay, this is what I'm looking forward to watching. Oh. I might have to actually be really boring and go with, we just had another AEW person win.
We had Ty Conde win.
We had 2 AEW. So I think we had 5 AEW nominations before Roman Reigns.
Just so we don't look insanely biased. And as much as I would like to put Eddie Kingston in again, we've already got his money. I would say Roman Reigns.
Oh, yeah. He does that's I mean, fully deserved because it's part of the whole package as well, isn't it, with the Usos and Heyman and
It is right though. Like nobody's got that feel anywhere else, have they?
No.
Like, when he comes out, like,
no one in the company has that.
yeah.
They like to pretend.
Maybe Lesnar, but he's like, none of the current crop.
They like to pretend that like guys like Drew do, but it's
not the same, is it?
there's a big difference. Maybe Lashley, but I think he's lost something last few months. But yeah, Roman Reigns having the matches with everybody this year, from Edge to Cesaro to Bryan. Yeah, him.
He's so charismatic. He's absorbed all of the charisma of anyone he's faced this year.
Yeah, he really
ruined
has.
their careers.
He really has.
Like an oddish.
I'll take your word for it.
My pick, though, for most charismatic, it wasn't Roman Reigns. It was going to be Bianca Belair.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah, fair.
That makes sense.
Because we've seen any women's matches of the cards on Raw, someone when they've done the pay-per-views on SmackDown, the crowd's been like, whatever, I'm dead for this. Bianca tags in, yeah! So, yeah, insanely popular.
Never needed you at all.
Because charisma doesn't just mean verbal. It can be everything. And I think
Yeah.
Roman Reigns sums that up pretty well.
He
That's
walks.
a good point. Yeah. If an honorable mention, just because, I'm not saying this just because of the news, but Jeff Hardy. When
Yeah.
there's been a lot of fake pops out at the WWE shows,
Oh, yeah,
Jeff Hardy does not require the
No.
fake pop.
Yeah, he's not the best promo, but he's very charismatic.
That's-
And
He just
an enigma.
exists. Yeah.
Yeah.
That tweet you recently retweeted, from that fella saying he just transcends
Yes.
everything. A 45-year-old fella in Iceland, if he heard the name Jeff Hardy, would start crying.
Yeah. What a great tweet.
It's fantastic.
Thank you, Chris.
yeah.
So, yeah. Well, from that to the next category, which is, see, we've seen this it. 1, 2, 3, 2021's Best Non-Wrestler.
Yes.
Now, I could think of a bunch of non-wrestlers that that enjoy watching, but what have you got for us, Ross?
I was going to go for SmackDown Pat, but Jack's pointed out something which I've not been able to ignore in the last few weeks.
I'm sorry.
Which is the tone of voice he puts on very early in the
match
card.
one, yeah.
It's he's out of breath and sweaty and cross-eyed and whatnot. It's at a suplex. So that's tainted Pat for me. So I'm going to go for Arn Anderson.
Oh.
For the joy he's given us in the second half of the year especially. I'm thinking of obviously the Glock promo, him being a feral cat in Cody Rhodes' back garden one week. And I guess this might
Forgot about that.
this might tickle your pickle more than most, but his fall off the ring, his fall off the stage.
Oh, he's good at it, isn't he?
But he was good before Arn Anderson, but the sheer shock factor of I pulled a Glock out on folk and splattered the brains on the pavement. Yeah, that does it for me.
Oh, it's a good pick.
The garden bit was made as well by Cody going like, on? What are
you doing here?
Burn your clothes, Cody.
Oh, Jack, what have you got?
Paul Heyman.
Ooh.
Because he's been part of Roman's whole, amazing year that he's had. And it's not just when he's in like any situation you put Paul Heyman in, he's like, he makes it convincing. He never fumbles. He never stutters, does he? He's always on it. And I think that whether he's like those interactions with Kayla Braxton have been really good. She's been really good in them as well, to be fair. But the stuff when he sat there with Roman intimidating him because of the Lesnar situation, when he's managing at ringside, like I know the part of being a manager is like to know when to not try and hog the attention, but he always nails it when he needs to be. When there's like a big kick out and Roman just survives, he's like really worried.
Yeah.
Or when Roman can't quite get the win, he looks like devastated. The bit where he had to throw the belt in to Roman and Brock and was just like, oh, well, that belt could have easily gone one way or the other, and he nailed it in the middle of the two of them. So for various like reasons, but mainly because he's just a really convincing character. Oh, Paul Heyman. Oh, and who won last year, by the way?
Oh, beg your pardon. Taz.
Okay.
He's had another solid year as Taz, hasn't
He
he?
really has. I've loved him. Arn Anderson or Paul Heyman. Which NWA early 90s stalwart shall we pick? See, Heyman has been the underline for Roman Reigns.
Okay.
He's underlined everything he's done. He's helped that, emphasized it, along with the Usos, the total package. But I think Roman Reigns would be okay without Heyman. Cody has needed Arn Anderson this year.
Fair enough.
And Arn Anderson has needed those PWT shirt sales of Armed Anderson getting through these awkward months. So I'm going to go with Double A himself, Arn Anderson.
Fair enough.
He had an interesting story as well, Arn, with the whole will he leave him, will he not? All that sort of stuff was interesting. Paul's been fantastic this year as well.
He has.
I like how he's differentiated the advocate role, where he would speak for Lesnar, and the counsel, where he would just back up Roman. Fancy him.
Yeah.
Visibly fancy him.
Roman grabbing it. Oh.
Yes, my tribal chief?
Did you know about Brock Lesnar? Brock Lesnar. Who's Brock Lesnar? My picks were going to be either Trent's mum Sue
Okay.
or Hook.
Yeah, right. But he's
the year we can't. The year we're not allowed to pick him.
On the very day of us recording this, he'll be making his TV in-ring debut tonight.
Damn it!
I saw his entrance last night.
Oh yeah, me too.
I saw the Twitter fan cams
From a distance, he looked like a Sonic the Hedgehog character.
I was going to say, from a distance, it looked like he had Sheamus's Al Mohawk back.
All right.
Brown, yeah, it was incredible.
Wow.
What volume?
Yeah.
He's worth it.
Yes, he is. You know, this is worth it. The next award, 2021's Best Gimmick. God knows what it's going to sound like on the mics. Last year's winner, Roman Reigns.
Makes
Get a lot
sense.
of that,
Yeah, makes
but,
sense.
yeah, well deserved.
The debut of the tribal chief.
Exactly. But Jack, who is your 2021 Best Gimmick?
Cameron Grimes.
Ooh.
Yeah, was that an all right impression?
I was not. Yeah, I knew who you meant.
I wasn't originally going to pick Cameron Grimes. I didn't have a clear one in mind, but then the recent stuff with the more serious Cameron Grimes really pushed it over the top because it proved how versatile the gimmick is. So he's been like dirty heel, like filthy rich Cameron Grimes who's got lucky on the stock market, but then everyone loved him so much that he became a face and tweaked it slightly when he was like getting the better of LA Knight in those vignettes. Stuff with Ted DiBiase was great. And now he's slightly more serious Cameron Grimes, which on paper I would never have thought would have worked. But he's really made it work. And he looks fantastic with his slightly shorter hair. So, Cameron Grimes.
Nice. What have you got?
I've got written down on my sheet here, Frankie Kazarian, Elite Hunter. But that is not my official pick.
Phew.
But we just need to give a shout out to the man who is the worst bounty hunter in the history of bounty hunters. He knew where they were going to be every single week. He was in the place they were every single week. Yeah, every single week he was late and missed them.
Missed it by that much.
But my nomination goes to Happy Corbin.
Oh.
The trajectory to go from King Corbin to Corbin down on his luck to Corbin who's lost everything to Las Vegas Corbin to Happy Corbin is a journey I've thoroughly enjoyed.
I forgot about all that, actually.
My God, those segments backstage where the bouncer wouldn't let him in the building because his raggedy beard and raggedy skullet, whatever the right word is, didn't look the same as the picture on the truck. That's me there. No, it's not. You look so different. Everything, I don't know what else there was. Just all those segments where everything went wrong. His wife left
I've got
him.
the coffee stain. I can't. I haven't got the money to clean it up.
The soup on his
Oh, the
shirt.
soup,
Yeah.
The dirty dogs mugged him. They stole his
Everyone's
money.
like, oh, here, look, here's some money. You know, seconds later gets mugged.
But like, obviously,
Not enough was made of the mugging that took place.
over the shots, he shot him in the nuts with a tank. He couldn't catch a break, the poor lad. But obviously, over the years, he's been shoved down our throats so much with stuff that just wasn't very good. And he was obviously blamed for the lack of success of Monday Night Raw at one point by the McMahon family themselves.
Yeah.
But to see him, I think it's been like a year of proving to us he's bloody good. It's not just him being like sort of boring and bland, a bit like blah, 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 blah. It was the stuff that he was given because he's a very entertaining man and a very versatile performer.
Yeah.
So Happy Corbin for me this year. What a guy.
Mate. Two good gimmicks. Overall, Happy Corbin's been entertaining, but there's no chance of him going anywhere other than where he's gone with Madcap Moss.
To the moon.
Cameron Grimes, on the other hand, stole my punchline. Cameron Grimes is going to take his gimmick, his series with Ted DiBiase, the $1 Million Belt, and then Ted DiBiase leaving because he actually owed way more than $1 million. And then the series with LA Knight, Duke Hudson. He's getting matches and character out with Duke effing Hudson. It has to be Cameron
Duke
Grimes.
Hudson, man.
Is
But
he
right.
actually getting character out of Duke Hudson?
He's getting something out of him.
He's got some follicles, hasn't he?
Oh.
Hair.
Yes.
Cameron Grimes.
Yes, it's Mr. Cameron Grimes himself.
To the moon.
To the
Oh,
moon.
congratulations, Cameron.
I'm not upset.
Not that Cameron. Cameron Grimes.
Yeah.
I'm not upset.
Good.
That's a good pick, that.
Good.
Nice one.
Because you're happy, Ross.
Yes. That's me.
My pick was going to be Miro, starting fights with God.
Yeah, that would have been a good pick as well.
Yeah.
We're really clever guys.
Now we want to
We've
really
two promotions that we've learned. We've not branched out, but this year we're justified.
Yeah,
'Cause
a
I
lot of
think that
promotions have existed.
A lot of promotions haven't been able to do much.
Well,
Yeah.
you say that, but
Oh,
maybe for the
no.
next one. Let's get ready to do the shuffle. 22 ones. Feud of the year. I didn't realize it already changed. Sorry.
Is this on the podcast feed, Richard? We should explain what we're doing to the audio listeners if it is. We have a TV screen behind my fat head, which has got the graphic on. You can't fully see it because of my fat head. So we're having to move in sync, like Justin Timberlake, every single time we see
I'm
the thing.
Lance
just to-
Bass. Dirty pop.
It's like Star Trek acting. Like, watch out, the Klingons are firing.
Never really seen much of Star Trek. To be
Oh, I
honest.
forgot. Sorry. Moving on. The stuff we do know, which is wrestling. 2020's feud of the year was Hangman Page versus the Elite. Of course it was. But that was last year. What about this year? Ross.
Similar shades for me. Similar shades because I enjoyed the long nature of it. Hangman eventually getting there. I guess it's against Omega is the culmination of it. But Hangman's journey against multiple people, finding his confidence, finding some friends, those friends giving him the confidence, all that sort of stuff. Omega versus Hangman. That is the feud of the year for me. I don't know what to say there. It was a journey of finding confidence.
That's how long the feud was.
Yeah.
If it won last year's feud of the year.
Yeah.
And now we're just getting the second half of this year.
Maybe that's a bad pick because it wasn't a succinct, like, that's one man versus that man or one team versus that team. But it's the best thing this year in terms of feuds with multiple things involved.
I didn't argue.
Well, that really probably is my pick as well, to be honest. But I'll throw in a alternative one. But yeah, just to build on what Ross has said, like it was really refreshing to see a storyline develop so slowly and with such patience for such a really nice payoff, because it was genuinely a nice moment when he won. So.
Yeah.
But I'll go for. It was a much shorter feud, but I know we've already mentioned it a little bit. But Punk versus Kingston was outstanding. It only lasted like 3 weeks or something, but the promo was excellent. The match was excellent, and the match was insane because they had to squeeze everything into like 10 minutes, which you'd think, well, that means they're going to have to wrestle really fast, and they did, and you'd think they're not the youngest, but they did it, and it was really, really good as well. So I'll throw in that one as well, but realistically, I've got to agree with Ross.
You're just saying that to say
It does stick out by a mile, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
it does, yeah.
Oh, yeah. In terms of everything else that's happened, I mean, half the year, actually, only small bit of the year really was done on the lockdown rules. So I think it's one of the reasons why they've extended this Hangman versus the Elite or whatever feud for so long. Had some things to go over and swerve, and they managed to pull it off. Yeah, absolutely. One of the best long-running storylines, one of those well-built ones, and they didn't mess it up.
Yeah.
They didn't mess it up.
At the right time.
Has to be, yes, Hangman versus Omega.
Did you have any other potential?
I had a few ones. Sheamus versus Drew McIntyre.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I think if they did it at WrestleMania, which it looked like they were going to, I think would have been a lot more impact. But also the Young Bucks versus Lucha Brothers, just think if you like that type of thing. The three-way Reigns Bryan Edge feud leading up to WrestleMania,
Where
just because the promos.
Brian turned himself face, good and proper, and made you want him to win. That was incredible for him there.
Edge's sit down stuff.
He turned
on
a
the
bit
chair.
heel, yeah.
And Reigns being like, "Hi, I'm going to beat all of you. Shut up." Oh, so good.
Stack him and pack him.
And also Matt Cardona versus GC Dub, which I thought you were going to pull out your back pocket.
Fair enough.
King of the internet, still undefeated, Mr. Matt Cardona.
WWE was my developmental.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of that.
Yeah, beating Nick Gage and then coming out with the Vince do-rag, ECW Sci-Fi champion look. Oh, stunning work.
Yeah.
Moving on to the next award. See if we sync this up. Oh, it's already done. 2021 Show of the Year. Whoosh. Last year's pick, AEW Revolution.
Oh, yes. Was that the one with the tag match? Kenny and Hangman and the Bucks?
I
Oh,
believe so.
yeah.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
Just like your man from Kiss. Paul.
Your man from Kiss.
Paul. Oh, yeah.
For a minute, because I mixed
Thank you.
up the bands Kiss and Squeeze in my head, I was thinking, Jules Holland.
Well, Jack, what is your pick for Show of the Year?
Now, this is one, dear viewer or listener, that me and Ross talked about beforehand.
You can go for the. I just took Hangman, so you go for the one.
No, you go for the one. No, you go. No, I
do it.
insist. Maffew.
You've got yourself first in this one. It's fine. I've got one myself.
I've got one as well. I've got
on.
a backup one too.
I've got backup dancers.
Gentlemen.
Do you know what? Should we just submit the one that we're both going to do and then mention our secondary ones as
All
well?
right, then. We'll do that.
We both think that All Out was the best show of the year.
I've got the card if you want me to go.
Go
through
on,
it.
yeah.
I mean, go on, remind us.
Miro. Well, do you want to put the Best Friends and Jurassic Express? That was a fantastic kickoff show match against. Buy-in match. It's a different company.
Oh, yeah, right.
Against the HFO, all that stuff. The Hybrid 2 were involved as well. Miro defeats Eddie Kingston by pinfall for the TNT title.
Yep.
John Moxley defeated Breadman by pinfall.
Kojima.
Oh, right.
And then Suzuki came out.
Yeah, Suzuki came out for
right.
that. Britt Baker defeated Chris Statlander by submission for the women's championship. Lucha Bros and the Young Bucks in that steel cage match. More on that later, I assume. Ruby Soho last knocked out Thunder Rosa in the Battle Royal. That was a thrilling culmination of that match there. Jericho defeats MJF.
That was
But anyway,
Bret Hart defeats Darby Allin.
Bret Hart.
Bret Hart defeats Darby Allin.
that's it, CM Punk.
Yeah,
Right. Well,
I got it, Ross.
Yeah.
it had Punk's first match back. That's
Yeah.
a big point as well.
Paul White defeats QT Marshall.
Yeah.
It did its job. You know what? No, it did its job on the
Yeah.
card.
And
It
then-
gave everyone a little rest.
And then
In the main event, Kenny Omega defeats Christian Cage. But then, a couple of debuts happened, didn't they?
they did.
Then he went for the WWE one again. Bryan Danielson and the old Adam Cole. Bye.
Yeah.
They were there.
Yep. Hard to argue that one.
It's like they crammed a year's worth of stuff into one show.
Yep.
But in a
They
good
went
way.
all out.
Yeah, they did go all out. They
They
did.
didn't shake it all about. Well, they
No.
did shake it all about.
They did,
They shook
hokey-cokey.
everything about. They
My,
did the hokey-cokey.
My secondary mention would have been Full Gear, another AEW one, but I thought that was a really good show as well. Slightly, I don't know if top heavy is the right word or bottom heavy or whatever, because there was no breather for the first 2 hours of the show.
Yeah, no,
and every
fair
single
enough.
match got 20 minutes. But in terms of just moments and having more of a mixture of long and short matches and stuff, all out, yeah, probably. What was your backup one?
WrestleMania Night 1.
Oh,
Just because it was the first big wrestling show back. I think it came before the AEW one with fans back in the arena.
Yeah, I think
there
so.
was the issues with the storm before the show, which obviously stuck things back a bit. Kevin Owens cutting a promo on the fly, where it sticks out in my mind as the best thing they did to sort of fill that gap they didn't
you
know
could
was
tell
coming.
who had experience cutting
yeah.
promos outside of WWE.
We had Michael Cole and Samoa Joe in their ponchos filling in like weather reporters on the news in America, like we see. The main event speaks for itself. Bianca Belair versus Sasha Banks. The shock of Drew losing to Bobby sticks out as well. It was just a feel-good night, wasn't it? Where lots of nice things happened. And it was just we're getting back to normal
Braun
now.
beating Shane.
Yeah. I knocked him off the top of the cage, didn't he?
Did.
Amazing.
Yeah, the feud was bad, but the moment was good.
Yeah.
Yeah. He hasn't been seen since, which is
No,
wonderful.
no.
Thanks, Braun. Yeah. Did you have a... Oh, you said that.
Full
You
Gear.
said that. So,
But All Out
Yeah,
was,
AW All Out, if you're in
Yeah.
agreement there. Because, yes, Full Gear had the amazing moment of Omega losing to Hangman. But overall, way better show, AW All Out. And, yeah, my pick as a backup was also WrestleMania 37. I put night 1 and 2. I think night 2 gets a lot of criticism because of,
the heels
the
won.
Fiend. And I'm all right with that. But, the three-way main event worked
That
very
was
well.
class, yeah.
And possibly some other stuff happened as well. But yeah, WrestleMania delivered this year. Both nights
Rollins
1
and
and 2.
Cesaro as well, night 1, wasn't it?
Yep,
Forget
that's
about
right.
that one, yeah. Bloody hell.
Yeah, and so did WWE.
Sheamus beating Riddle with the upside down.
Oh, and that's it. And Sheamus just kicking Riddle right in the face.
Yes, yeah.
Good times. So yeah. But now, getting the real big ones now. Wait. 2021's match of the year. 2020's match of the year. Believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, Walter versus Ilya Dragunov.
Oh, that's
NXT
years.
UK.
Yeah.
That's right, the last time anyone
really
saw that
good.
program.
That wasn't what I can't remember what I nominated, but that must have been Ross's pick. 'Cause
Yeah, it
that-
was.
What was mine? Oh well, that was a class match. Was that the empty one?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Slaps.
Yeah, because the noise of the arena was just filled up with
Yeah.
2021. Ross.
I'm going for the obvious one.
Go
Steel
on.
Cage, Tag Team
okay.
Affair, Lucha Bros, Mexa Kings taking on the Young Bucks. That's their theme as well.
Thank you.
I don't know what it just started from the Lucha Bros entrance. I picked the Young Bucks in our predictions against Andrew. When I saw that entrance, the writing was on the wall. And it just got better from there. All the stuff on the cage walls was, brutal and is what you come to expect from those four mad lads. Just doing moves on the apron. There was the stuff with the shoe with the thumbtacks on. Just the storytelling as well, just very exciting. I don't know how to make this sound better than it actually was. Just go and watch the match rather than listen to me babble about it.
It's hard sometimes to talk about when something's good. When
Yeah.
something's bad, you can take a big old crap on it. But when something's good, it's hard to bring it up and just
Yeah.
say, no, it's good.
It just was an amazing match and definitely
Fully
the
agree with
standout
you.
match of the year.
Fully agree.
Mine was probably there's quite a few, and it wasn't as clear cut for me as last year because I've remembered last year I went for that tag match at Revolution. But this year I've gone for I think Omega versus Danielson on TV, the draw, the time limit draw, because it started off intense and slow, and then it built and built and built, and by the end you thought God, because Danielson like had some of his. It's like he's now a mixture, isn't he, of like the old Bryan Danielson, but he's also got like slightly more TV friendly pacing and stuff of Daniel Bryan, and he's like a nice little fusion of the two. Omega was class as well, obviously, and I like the ending. I know the time limit draws can sometimes feel disappointing, but I think it worked. It was too early to have one of them lose to the other, and I think that the fact that they kept fighting afterwards, or certainly Bryan did, really added to the story, which hopefully we'll see picked up down the line. So yes.
Oof, that's a good pick. But it's weird almost that there's been so many crazy moments in AEW the second half of the year that I'd forgotten that match happened. Because that was when, Hardcore Nick Gage was appearing, Suzuki, Danielson happened on Rampage and all the other crazy things.
On the pre-show for Rampage.
On the pre-show for Rampage. Just in that insane period of wrestling after an insanely boring period. But in terms of impact, mark on the sport and everything else, I would say Lucha Brothers versus the Young Bucks with the formerly Wrestler of the Year, Mr. Phoenix.
Oh, Phoenix did win
that's
Wrestler of the Year.
2019. That was me who picked him as well.
You did, yeah.
Clever.
God. That was a little look there. Yeah, but both cracking matches.
Do you have any others?
I did have a few. Walter versus Ilya Dragunov 2.
Okay.
NXT TakeOver 36. Also Walter versus Rampage, NXT UK something. And Walter versus Ciampa from NXT Stand and Deliver.
Okay.
And
Seems to be
also-
a theme. Okay.
Yeah, but the other match that I don't think gets enough love because Young Bucks have had so many bangers this year. Young Bucks versus Eddie Kingston and Moxley.
Oh.
Ah, yes, the debut of Wild Thing.
The good Wild Thing.
Good
No,
Wild
I
Thing,
don't mean
yes.
that I don't like the original song, but didn't fit Moxley.
No, I didn't.
The little flute solo.
He talked about it in his book as well. And he's
Did he?
like, what's those flutes? But no, that match was stunning because Moxley and Kingston don't do that punch drunk, I'm hurt, but I'm still in the fight. So, so good. But yeah.
I remember Moxley
No
and
losers
Kingston's
there.
entrance being, wild.
It was the first. I know they had obviously the buy-in match, but it was the first one back for fans for
Yeah.
AEW, wasn't it as well?
Yeah.
People going mental.
Oh, it was good.
They were. 2021's promotion of the year. Should we skip ahead or?
Yeah.
I've got an honourable backup mention.
Oh, yeah, let's do it. Oh, the promotion of the year.
Don't worry, I'll save it.
Go on.
Obviously, we all know, but I also was going to give a mention to a lot of promotions have really struggled to recover their form in the aftermath of 2020. And who won it last year, by the way? Was it AEW?
Yes.
Yeah. And I think that one of the biggest victims was New Japan, who for much of the 2010s were like the best promotion in my opinion, but now they're not, and it's sad to see. And hopefully they get back to it. So instead, weirdly for me, the promotion that really picked up the mantle was Stardom, which is a promotion I don't know nearly as much about, but every time I've checked it out, they've been killing it, and have handled the pandemic much better than New Japan have. And I've had a few highlight matches. I almost went really, really hipster and nominated Syuri versus Utami Hayashishita for match of the year, but I didn't instead. So, but if you want to watch two Japanese Joshi wrestlers kick each other for 45 minutes and go to a draw and then demand extra time and then get it, watch that match. And excitingly, Syuri's got her rematch probably, I think, set for December. So that could even be a late match of the year shout. Oh. So for like December the 20, it might even be in a couple of weeks. So if anybody out there, wants to find something cool in Stardom, I think I've done all right there. I think I've
Nice.
Yeah,
that
okay.
was good. So yeah, if you weren't going to nominate AEW, can you think of any other promotions that would nominate?
GCW.
Oh,
There we
yeah,
go. Yeah,
great
that'll
shout,
be
yes.
my second
They've
pick.
just booked Kevin Nash.
Yes,
Have they?
and Alex Shelley.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Oh my god.
I think Alex Shelley's already going to be there. So
What's Kevin Nash for?
Just a appeal. Like they had Mick Foley on the last one to sort of introduce the main
Oh,
event, didn't
right.
they? So I
Yeah, yeah.
assume it's something like that.
Wow.
yeah, they said just give Nash all the money and ravioli and just have him commentate. Shelley.
Get the El Paparazzi promotions back on
That's
the
it.
go. I got
PP.
exposed to those this year because I thought I had a straight to hell with Shelley, but it didn't happen in the last second. So I was like, oh, let's do a bit of research. And Richard was like, watch those.
Oh, you haven't seen those
There's
before?
a playlist on YouTube, and I literally watched
mate.
them all, and it was fantastic.
Stunning work.
Yeah.
Stunning. But yeah, those are great second picks. But it's AEW.
It's got
Yeah, it's got to be
possibilities.
AEW. They've
Should we all do the money signal? To
the money.
camera?
Well, because we're getting paid.
We're getting
but- yeah, yeah, yeah.
paid. Yay.
No.
We don't really get
Don't
paid.
really get
but-
paid.
In terms of like not just
Sorry, we're like the company.
not just in terms of the match quality, which has often been really good, but the growth that they've made this year, and they've changed the game. That ending of All Out is like one of the biggest moments I can remember in years and years of wrestling. So yeah.
They have just been the best in the major bits of wrestling, haven't they? Storytelling, wrestling itself. That's not to say that other places have been bad, but AEW has just stuck out more than most, I'd say. So
Absolutely, mate.
just to justify our pick and not have people go, "Oh, you're such shields."
And they're not afraid to listen to the fans. Like they're not afraid to turn.
Cody Rhodes. Sorry, come on.
Generally,
Brandy as well. So.
generally they're not afraid. Generally, they've fixed earlier issues. So
Yeah, they have.
they have. Like allowing recently MJF to be a face in his hometown.
Yeah. Tony Khan took all the pens away from the Elite. He goes, no, I'm booking this. Good work. Now, it's time for the biggest of the big guns, though. 2021's Wrestler of the Year. Last year's pick, Hangman Page. Jack, what have you got for us?
I'm going for Bryan Danielson. I know he took time off in the middle, but the start and the end have been top dollar. Who is not my pick for wrestler of the who isn't my pick for wrestler of the year. But no, the start, obviously he was part of that feud with Edge and Roman, which was a feud you could argue he didn't need to be in, but he made himself a good part of the feud. I think he's since said that he didn't want to really be in it, or he felt out of place in that feud.
Do you really?
Maybe. I'm not
liked
sure.
it.
He was sort of tacked on at the end, but like as I said earlier, he made himself the biggest babyface of the three and made you want him to win.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought it was more interesting than that would have been if it just did singles.
Yeah.
Oh, well, whatever.
Then he had a rematch with Roman, I believe, after WrestleMania.
It was before, it was at Fastlane.
It's the SmackDown,
He had
wasn't
two. Yeah, he had two.
Oh.
He had the one at Fastlane.
Oh,
and he had the one,
Fastlane and SmackDown,
And then he had the
right.
one. So he had quite a series of matches with Roman.
Yeah.
Then took time off. Then the moment at All Out when he came out was brilliant. And the match with Omega.
Yep.
And now, heel Bryan's back. Or heel Danielson's back. And it's fantastic. Who would have thought that like just barely like a couple of months after his debut, we could have everybody booing him with ease.
Yeah.
And he has. So, yeah, Bryan Danielson.
It's a good pick. Ross.
To me, when we've got awards like most charismatic of the year, I'd take the wrestler of the year just as the bell-to-bell stuff. Mm-hmm. Nothing else involved. And for me, nobody has done better than Sheamus this year.
Oh.
Because even the stuff you would think doesn't matter at all, he's managed to make something happen, whether it be a broken nose or just battering folk. Everything he's done this year has been fantastic. And not to mention the fact, I'm not sure how old he is exactly, but he's in his early 40s. I go back to the Celtic Warrior workouts channel where you're watching him try and do the workouts that, you know, the Sasha Banks of the world and people like that do, like in their 20s still. And he couldn't keep up because obviously however 20 years of wrestling, whatever he's done now, is taking his toll on his body. But to see him doing the things this year, we mentioned the match with Drew McIntyre earlier this year. Just everything he's done has just been fantastic. He had a stretch of matches on Raw towards the start or middle of the year. I forget which point of the year it was. But every single match was long and it was a banger.
Yep.
And it's amazing how, as I've said in another video to Jack, like not much has changed in his overall presentation, but he has just taken things to a different level this year.
Yeah.
So Sheamus for me.
Mate, that's so tough because in terms of quality, Danielson's got it, but in terms of quantity, Sheamus has been doing this all year.
Yeah.
And I agree with you. I think I was watching Raw and I look at all recaps of the year, and it's pretty much this sucked, this sucked, this. Oh, a Sheamus match, between Lashley, Riddle, Drew, the series there, Cesaro, and I believe everybody else is
Humberto,
Morrison, Ricochet. They've all been bangers. Even when there's been nothing going on feud-wise, look at you, Ricochet. Sheamus has gone out there and given it his all. And then Danielson's just been mint. Oh, no. This sucks. I'm tempted to give it to Sheamus, just on the basis that Danielson will be doing this for a while. It almost feels predictable to give it to Danielson because he's so good. Sheamus, I think, deserves a little bit of praise.
Fair enough.
For making people want to watch Raw and SmackDown during the bad bits. Danielson's always going to be mint.
and this is
The past 15 years of Danielson's career has been, Danielson's so mint.
This is just the award for 2021 as well.
Exactly.
Look at where Sheamus has come from.
Yeah.
He could have won
He
most
should have been
improved this
He should
year.
have been on the knackers yard. He should be glue. But now he's still going.
There was that. Was it 2 years ago? Maybe there was the reports of his career coming to an end because of a neck or a back injury or something like that. He took ages off, and look at him now.
And now he's like,
it's amazing.
oh, look at this crap Raw. Sheamus is here. I'm tempted to go that way.
I wouldn't take offense.
It's Rich Holland's era.
Yeah.
Don't remind him of that.
No, not the Yorkshire bit. Not the Yorkshire bit. I'll take it. I'll
They
give it
all
to...
sat in a bar watching
No.
Sheamus cashing his money in the bank.
No.
They all went radio rental, proper bull.
Oh, now we're just... We're in the reference, now we just turn the car that way. My mention was going to be for very similar reasons to Sheamus, Lashley. Because he's... Again, the last few months he's not really done much, but that first bit, it was like, all right, here's the plan. You're a baddie. We're going to set you up. And then, Drew will beat you. And then it's like, oh, wait, you're really good at this. Yeah. You even need the Hurt business for some reason. You got as many cheers at WrestleMania as Drew did. It's kept on going, kept on having bangers with much the same wrestlers as Sheamus. Kept on gunning. Will come out MVP to talk about how great he is.
I'm sure he's 45,
Oh,
It's crazy, isn't it?
45.
It's
It's the new 30.
For some people.
Yeah.
I was going to say, there's that old saying in the wrestling that sometimes the title makes the man, but sometimes the man makes the title. Bobby did that with the world title this year, I thought.
Yeah, definitely. I'd say Belair as well.
Yeah.
Just the shout outs. Danielson, Kingston, or Punk.
I'd like to be a hipster
people.
and shout out Suri from Stardom.
Thank you very much, yeah.
That's all right. But if you're going to Sheamus,
Yeah.
fair enough. Just so there's a moment so Richard could hit the graphic,
Yeah.
Yeah. What do we do now?
I don't know. Everyone looks really confused to me. You know what? It's always fun, isn't it?
I enjoy the Culties.
Looking back and going, because sometimes every
Wait,
week we
was that
can
you?
do this.
What?
Did Richard just go, yeah?
That was me, I went, yeah.
Oh, I thought...
Yeah.
I enjoy the
It's a guy-
Cultaholic too.
It's a guy who's next to you,
Damn
yeah.
it.
I don't know if it's the hat was covering my ears or something, but I thought we went, this has been fun, hasn't it? I just thought Richard just went,
I'll tell you what, Richard.
it's been great.
He does agree, like,
Richard sits there behind the camera, right, for all these podcasts we do and the culties and stuff like that. And I want to know what he thinks. Richard on the fly. Are you ready?
Oh, go on then.
Come on.
From the peanut gallery.
Doesn't matter what this is. What you people want to know what you think.
Yeah.
You were the best member of Metro by some distance. Most underrated.
He's flipping through his...
Are you made
He's got
notes?
notes.
What's he got? Has he got no?
Wait a minute.
I thought he was genuinely going to be like...
ad-lib these.
The pressure's on Richard.
Honestly, on this spot, I probably won't be able to.
Oh.
I'm
That's
sorry
what he
for-
wrote down. I can't think of anything.
I'll leave it there. I'm sorry for putting you in that position.
Do you have a wrestler of
we
the
got
year or
wrestler
anything
of the
like
year,
that?
yeah.
Rather than all those awards, do you have a wrestler of the year?
Rest of the year is probably Danielson or Hangman, probably.
Okay.
Okay.
He says Danielson or Hangman. Fair enough.
Fair enough.
Nice. Well, sometimes we get together and we always do like, it's time for the, wrestlers, let's watch all the wrestling. And we all got miserable and stuff. No, it's nice to look at this and go, God, there's been a lot of good wrestling this year.
yeah.
Good wrestling promotions, good wrestling storylines and stuff like that. It's been a cracking year.
It's been better than last year
Yes.
for many reasons.
Yes. And hopefully, if everything's all right, it stays like this.
yeah.
Famous last words.
Well.
But
we'll
whatever
see.
happens, we'll be here next year with the 5th annual prestigious Culties.
Who holds up the trophy?
I don't know, really.
Should you just want to... Yeah. I'll
Cut
do
to
it.
a picture of Sheamus with his Culty Award. Thank you for
a Culty in
watching.
both hand doing, fella.
We sent this to him via FedEx
yeah.
or Hegwig.
Hedwig.
Hedwig, well
Hedwig.
done.
Oh, Hedwig.
Yeah.
Bollocks.
Right, okay.
I
After,
like that.
close.
So close.
after Harry Potter's owl.
That's right.
right.
Carrier pigeon.
That's right.
Imagine if Hedwig was a pigeon. That would be
I know, it's a
fantastic.
snowy owl.
Yes, and this podcast / award ceremony has gone off the rails. So, this has been Jack, this has been Ross, this has been myself. You've been magnificent. See you next year.
Expelliarmus.
Join us.
Potter! Harry Potter!